Meet one of the greatest strikers of all time, Karim Benzema, the hat-trick god. A player once overshadowed by superstars, criticized by fans, and written off by many, only to rise as one of the most complete and intelligent strikers of his generation. Like most athletes, his talent was undeniable from a young age. Of course, there were early struggles, intense media scrutiny, and years spent playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, which meant Benzema often played in the shadows. Yet, when the spotlight finally shifted, he didn't just step up, he took over. With his vision, technique, and deadly finishing, Benzema evolved into the heart of Real Madrid's attack, leading the club to multiple Champions League titles and ultimately winning the 2022 Ballon d'Or, the highest individual honor in football. Right here is where we will uncover the real story behind Karim Benzema, the sacrifices, the relentless drive that turned him into a global icon. But that'll not be all. I would also take you through the luxury life he lives with the fortune he has built. So, if you think you know Benzema, think again. Hit like, and let's dive into the incredible life of Karim Benzema. Now let's have a proper introduction into the life of the football legend. Karim Benzema's story begins in Lyon, France, on December 19, 1987, in a modest household shaped by immigrant roots and quiet determination. Born to parents of Algerian descent, with family ties stretching back to Oran, Benzema grew up surrounded by discipline, humility, and the understanding that nothing would be handed to him easily. He was one of 9 children, raised in the Les Bouers neighborhood of Ballon, an area where concrete buildings towered over narrow courtyards, and football was more than a game, it was a way of life. In Les Bouers, football filled the spaces where opportunity was missing. The streets and courtyards became classrooms, and the ball was a teacher that demanded quick thinking and resilience. Karim was smaller than many of the boys he played against, often younger too, but even then he stood out. He learned early that intelligence could be just as powerful as strength, that the game could be slowed down even in the middle of chaos. His first organized step into football came at the age of 8 when he joined SC Bron-Terraillon, a local club that served as a gateway for many children from the area. Coaches immediately noticed something unusual. Karim didn't play like a child eager to impress. He played like someone who understood the game instinctively. By the time he was 9, Olympique Lyonnais had taken notice. For a boy from Les Bouers, stepping into Lyon's academy felt like entering another world. The pitches were perfect, the expectations relentless. Training demanded discipline, structure, and mental strength. Many young players struggled with the transition, but Benzema adapted quickly.
At 13, Benzema faced a defining moment when he was selected for Clairefontaine, France's prestigious national academy and a dream destination for many young players. For most, the decision would have been simple, but Benzema chose to stay at Lyon, the club that had believed in him from the beginning. It was a quiet decision, reflective of his character, loyal, patient, and confident in his path. By the time he reached his mid-teens, the sense of inevitability around him had grown. He trained with focus, watched senior players closely, and carried himself like someone who knew his moment would come. In January 2005, at just 17 years old, he made his first appearance for Olympique Lyonnais, stepping onto the pitch as someone who already understood the weight of responsibility. Lyon, at the time, were the kings of French football, a dominant force stacked with experienced stars, and breaking into that side required more than talent. It required trust. Benzema earned it slowly, patiently, learning from the bench, absorbing the rhythm of the professional game, and waiting for his moment.
That moment arrived decisively. As seasons passed, Benzema grew from a promising academy product into the focal point of Lyon's attack. By the 2007 to 2008 season, he had become unstoppable. His movement was elegant, his finishing ruthless, and his understanding of space far beyond his years. He scored goals of every kind: solo runs, first-time finishes, delicate chips, and led Lyon to yet another Ligue 1 title. At just 20 years old, he was named Ligue 1 Player of the Year and finished as the league's top scorer. France had found its next great striker, and Europe was watching. In the summer of 2009, Benzema took the biggest step of his career when Real Madrid came calling.
The transfer was monumental. He arrived alongside superstars into a club obsessed with immediate success. For Benzema, the transition was brutal. Goals didn't come easily at first, criticism came quickly, and every missed chance was magnified. In a city where legends are made and discarded just as fast, Benzema found himself fighting not opponents, but doubt. Season after season, Benzema adapted. He learned to sacrifice personal glory for the team, especially after the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo. While others faded into the background, Benzema reshaped his game. He became a connector, a creator, a striker who made others shine. His intelligence allowed Madrid's attack to function. His movement opened spaces, and his selflessness became the invisible engine behind the club's success. As Real Madrid entered one of the most dominant periods in football history, Benzema was there, often uncelebrated, but always essential. He won league titles, domestic cups, and, most significantly, Champions League trophies. 5 of them. Over time, the narrative began to change. The striker once questioned was now indispensable. When Cristiano Ronaldo left Madrid in 2018, many believed Benzema would struggle under the weight of responsibility. Instead, he flourished. Freed from the shadows, he became the leader of the team, both in goals and in spirit. His football matured into something complete, powerful yet graceful, efficient yet creative. The peak of this transformation came in the 2021 to 2022 season, a campaign that redefined Benzema's legacy. In the Champions League, he produced one of the greatest individual runs the competition had ever seen. Hat-tricks, late winners, moments of pure composure under impossible pressure. Paris, Chelsea, Manchester City, one by one, Europe's elite fell. Benzema didn't just score, he dominated narratives. He led Real Madrid to their 14th Champions League title and followed it with a league triumph, cementing his status as the best player in the world. That year, football gave him its highest individual honor. Karim Benzema won the Ballon d'Or. From the streets of Lyon to the summit of world football, the journey was complete. Not as a prodigy who burned bright and fast, but as a professional who evolved, endured, and mastered his craft over time. In 2023, Benzema closed the chapter on his legendary Real Madrid career, leaving as one of the club's greatest players and second only to Cristiano Ronaldo on the club's all-time scoring list. He began a new chapter in Saudi Arabia with Al Ittihad, bringing his experience, leadership, and legacy to a different stage of the football world. It was not an ending, but a continuation. Another challenge embraced with the same calm confidence that had defined his career. Building a legacy has 2 sides, the name and the bank account. Karim Benzema's wealth was built the same way his football legacy was built, slowly, intelligently, and over time. For more than a decade, Benzema was never the loudest star in the room, never the most marketed face in world football. Yet by the mid-2000s, his name had quietly entered the financial elite of global sport. His net worth is not just a reflection of goals scored, but of longevity, timing, and one of the most strategically significant moves in modern football. For 14 seasons at Real Madrid, Benzema earned at the level of Europe's elite without ever being its highest-paid star. His salary rose steadily as his importance to the club grew, particularly after 2018, when he became the undisputed leader of Madrid's attack. Over those years, his total earnings in Spain, through wages, bonuses, and performance incentives, are estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars, forming the financial foundation of his career. Yet even at the peak of his Real Madrid career, Benzema's wealth remained modest compared to the commercial juggernauts of the game. He was rich, but not yet transformative. That transformation arrived in the summer of 2023. When Benzema left Real Madrid for Saudi Arabia, he didn't simply change clubs, he changed financial eras. His contract with Al Ittihad was reported to be worth over $200 million per year when salary, image rights, and commercial obligations were combined, making him one of the highest-paid athletes on the planet almost overnight. The scale of the deal was unprecedented for a player of his profile and age, and its impact on his net worth was immediate and dramatic. By 2026, major financial outlets estimated Karim Benzema's net worth to fall somewhere between $130 million and $250 million, depending on whether conservative or aggressive valuation models were used. The most widely cited and balanced estimates place his wealth at around $200 million, reflecting both accumulated European earnings and the explosive growth triggered by his Saudi contract. What made this leap so significant was not just the size of the salary, but its structure, much of it tax-free, allowing Benzema to retain a far greater share of his earnings than he ever could have in Europe. Unlike players who rely heavily on endorsements to multiply their wealth, Benzema's brand strategy has been selective. His long-standing partnership with Adidas has remained his most valuable endorsement, earning him several $1 million annually and elevating his commercial value after his Ballon d'Or win in 2022. Additional partnerships with brands such as Hyundai, EA Sports, and French financial institutions have supplemented his income. Benzema's wealth also lives in assets. He owns luxury real estate in Spain and France, including high-value properties acquired during his years in Madrid, and maintains one of football's most valuable private car collections, featuring rare Bugatti models worth millions on their own. These assets represent not extravagance for show, but long-term wealth preservation, a theme consistent throughout his career. By 2025, Forbes ranked Benzema among the world's highest-paid athletes, estimating his annual earnings at over $100 million, placing him alongside icons like Messi and LeBron James in global financial influence. Let us take a deeper dive into those long-term assets. His real estate portfolio. For more than a decade, Benzema's primary residence stood in La Moraleja, Madrid's most exclusive residential enclave. Hidden behind security gates and tall hedges, this was the home he returned to after Champions League nights, Ballon d'Or seasons, and years under relentless scrutiny. The villa, widely reported to be worth around €5 million, reflected the peak of his Real Madrid era, powerful, refined, and immaculately structured. Spanning roughly 864 square meters, the Madrid mansion was built like a private training complex disguised as a home. Inside, Benzema installed a fully equipped gym, spa facilities, a Turkish bath, sauna, and both indoor and outdoor swimming pools. These were not luxuries for show, but tools for longevity. When Benzema left Real Madrid in 2023, he stepped away from a property that symbolized 14 years of dominance in Europe. But wealth does not stand still, and neither did Benzema. Saudi Arabia marked the next phase of his life, and with it came a new definition of scale. After an initial stay at a luxury hotel on the Red Sea, Benzema moved into a private villa in Jeddah, located within a high-security residential compound reserved for elite figures. While Saudi property details are deliberately kept discreet, multiple reports estimate the value of his Saudi residence at approximately 12 to 15 million euros, reflecting the standards of luxury compounds built for global superstars. This Saudi mansion mirrors the lifestyle he perfected in Madrid, only expanded. The villa is described as ultra-modern, featuring a private gym, expansive living areas, designer interiors, and strict privacy measures. Positioned close to Al Ittihad Stadium and key transport routes, the home allows Benzema to remain connected to football while staying shielded from public life. It is not merely a house, it is a fortress of calm, purchased with one of the most lucrative contracts in football history. Beyond Spain and Saudi Arabia, Benzema's real estate story includes quieter, more personal investments. In France, he owns property acquired with family in mind rather than headlines. One of his most meaningful purchases was a home for his mother, an achievement he once described as one of the 3 greatest goals of his life. While the value of these French properties has never been publicly confirmed, market estimates place them comfortably in the 7-figure range, reflecting Benzema's preference for quality without spectacle. Like his mansions, Karim Benzema's relationship with cars mirrors his relationship with football. Controlled, selective, never random. His garage is not a showroom, it is a museum of speed, discipline, and reward. At the center of that collection sits the crown jewel, the Bugatti Chiron. Valued at approximately $3 million, the Chiron is not simply a hypercar, it is one of the most advanced road-legal machines ever built. Parked nearby is an even rarer statement, the Bugatti Veyron Pur Sang. Produced in extremely limited numbers, this raw, unpainted version of the Veyron is valued at $1.5 to $2 million, depending on condition and provenance. Benzema's appreciation for Italian engineering is just as evident. His Ferrari 458 Spider, worth roughly $220,000, represents a different side of his taste: lighter, sharper, more expressive. Alongside it sits a Lamborghini Gallardo, estimated at $200,000, a reminder that aggression and elegance can coexist when handled correctly. One of his most talked-about additions is the McLaren 765 LT, a track-focused supercar valued at around $380,000. Built for extreme aerodynamics and reduced weight, the 765 LT reflects luxury, however, does not always mean impracticality. Benzema's garage also includes high-performance SUVs that fit the rhythm of daily life. The Lamborghini Urus, priced at approximately $190,000, blends supercar DNA with family utility. The Mercedes-AMG G63, valued around $180,000, offers brute strength wrapped in timeless design. German engineering also plays a key role. Benzema has been spotted driving multiple Audi RS models, including the RS6 and RS-Q8, each valued between $120,000 and $150,000. These cars are brutally fast, yet understated, capable of outrunning sports cars while carrying children, luggage, and anonymity. It is perhaps no coincidence that these are among the vehicles he reportedly uses most often. Benzema once said that he values calm over chaos. His garage reflects that belief. Even at its most extravagant, it remains disciplined, powerful, precise, just like the striker who built it. Karim Benzema has always lived between worlds. On the pitch, he is visible to millions, dissected frame by frame, judged by numbers and moments. Away from it, he retreats into silence, choosing distance over display. As his career rose, Benzema became known not for public appearances or loud interviews, but for restraint. He rarely shared his private life, rarely explained himself, and almost never invited the public in. Fatherhood became one of the quiet pillars of his personal life. When cameras are off, that role matters more than any title he ever won. Faith also plays a central role in Benzema's inner life. His spirituality informs how he lives, how he trains, and how he navigates pressure. During moments of triumph and controversy alike, faith has remained constant, a private anchor in an otherwise public existence. And when you strip everything away, the goals, the trophies, the controversies, the noise, what remains is a story that was never meant to be simple. His story reminds us that greatness doesn't always arrive early, and it doesn't always arrive clean. Sometimes it arrives late, after scars, after exile, after the world has already made up its mind. And sometimes the greatest victory isn't proving others wrong, but proving yourself right. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More journeys like this are coming. Until the next one.